Okay. I'm back. Welcome back. Sorry, getting some last minute things here. Today, working on the, I guess it's a cod piece. I don't know exactly what to call it. But it's basically like the underwear looking piece from on the outside of the armor, essentially. Try to straighten up really quick here. So, to catch you up on what I have so far, so I'm going to fix the camera here. Okay. Now that's the stream. Oh, that's reference image. There we go. Okay, so what I've done so far with this Pepakura file is I've cut this long piece, which used to be this whole piece right here. I cut it in half, not in half, actually just into two pieces right there. So now I have these two sides, which you can see over here. I've scaled it down 10%, just using this change scale. I think that's going to be close to the right size for me. We're just going to kind of hope that works. Let's see, there was one more piece. Honestly, I don't know what happened to it. I think when I was moving stuff, that's kind of weird. So somehow that one got moved to the side, but here it is. I fit everything just to fit onto 2 or 3 pages, excuse me, just to conserve on paper. Because when I had the entire Pepakura thing before I edited it, it was all of these pieces. So it was like 9 pages. I didn't need to use that much. This will work just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and I have to do print to PDF. I don't know why I have to do it this way, but that's how it works. I will call it Iron. Oops. Iron Man and COD. Oh, let's do Mark III. Mark III. Cod. And let's do 1, just in case I have to make another one. I know this is the first one I did. I'm going to go save. Minimize everything here. There it is. It's a PDF. I will go. Where's that print? There's the print button right there. And I will print again. And it should start printing to my printer. So, give it a minute. And I'll set the camera back up here. Okay, there's one piece there. And this honestly shouldn't be a very difficult piece to cut out. Or construct, actually, for that matter. It's just the sizing is what it's going to come down to. There's the second piece, and this piece has all solid pieces on it. That makes that one easy. This knife ready. And there we go. All 3 pieces. So again, what's nice is it shaded it in automatically for me, so I don't have to worry about drawing those lines across for when I need to connect this piece to this piece and this piece to this piece. But I'm going to start by cutting out these ones. And the shading kind of went over the line here, so I'm just following right on these print lines. so easy here, but meticulous. Notice these pieces, there's like that dotted line there. I'm just going to cut straight over that dotted line. Just right there because it's kind of a funky edge. It's such a little corner there. I don't think I really need it like that, but I cut it anyway. Once I get to cutting the foam, I'll probably end up just cutting it straight off and not having that little teeny corner. As you can tell, I did not really follow the straight lines there because it's supposed to just be a smooth curve. So I just kind of freeballed that. And going to do the same thing right here. Just freeball, try to make it a smooth curve. Doesn't need to be perfect right here on paper. I actually might end up cutting more out there. And by might, I think I will right now. Just to kind of follow that black line a little bit more. Okay, there's those 3 pieces, that's easy. I'm going to cut this one out of here first. And this is where I'm just following the edge of that shading straight across. If I didn't have that shading, I would have drawn a line from those 2 points, just so I know exactly where I need to cut. And it makes taping this easier so I know exactly where I'm taping. Just gonna use some regular Scotch tape for this. Line up those corners. Tape it down and cut from the top, following that line and connecting to this line. I wonder if I need to cut those out. Let me look at the design really quick. I think I probably will. It's going to help it give that a little extra curve to the end piece when I glue it all together. So we're going to cut out these bigger ones. And straight up the top there. And then we have this piece. I'm going to put another piece of tape on the edge here just to hold it a little more solidly. Now I'm going to cut out these two little pieces, and I'll tape them to this bigger piece. That has like a little nub there. I don't think I'm really going to need that. Let's see, how does that connect exactly? This piece goes way up. Yeah, I'm not going to need that. It's just like a tab that Pepakura has, and I'm not going to need it since I'm doing it in foam. If I was doing it in paper, maybe I would. But I don't really have much experience in that, and it's so much extra work to do it in paper, so I choose foam. Okay, then I'll do the same thing here as I did with the last piece. Piece of tape, and line up the lines, and I'll tape it down like that. Same with this piece. And what I'm actually going to do differently is I'm going to put a piece of tape on the back so I just don't have it being floppy at all. Okay, I'm going to start with this little inlet. Okay, and that piece is done. I think this is the same kind of thing. This angle's down right here, but I have a feeling I'm just not even going to need that. I'm going to cut it out anyway, though, just in case, I guess. And then these pieces here is kind of one of those spots where it's just inset and it has the tabs still printed on it. So like this tab and this tab I don't need. All I need is this trapezoid piece. So we're just cutting along those dotted lines. Doesn't matter that I cut them off. I guess we'll see later, really show why I didn't need, why I don't need those two tabs. Same with this piece, don't need those three tabs. Okay, so that's everything cut out of paper. I am going to actually hold it up to myself really quick, so I'm going to take these two pieces together just to try and test if it is close to the right size. It'd be a shame to really go through everything and it's super off, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. So this piece is the right side. Now I can't see what I'm doing right now, but all I'm doing actually is just holding it up like over where my underwear would be. I'm just kind of guesstimating. I think it's actually going to be perfect sizing. Because to connect the two pieces, I have this piece. So this one is connecting like so. Yep, that's going to attach to there. I'm going to hold it up one more time without taping that other piece. Oh, it's easily going to fit. Might honestly be too big, and that's not going to be a huge problem because once I get it all put together, I can just cut like a little bit off and squeeze it back together. So we're going to go ahead with this right now and make it as is. Okay. Actually, let's go from the front to the back. So this is going to be number 1. And of course I put tape there. That's fine, actually. It's not that big of a deal. That piece goes there. This piece goes under it. This piece. This piece. I don't think I'll actually need this piece. Yep, because this one goes, it's supposed to go under like that, and if I just cut this out of 10mm foam, then it's going to give that thickness. Don't even really need that, so let's put that to the side. Let's see about the back. This goes on the back. This is basically that same idea. I might leave it just in case. And these two pieces probably won't really need, no, I will need these. That one goes there. This piece attaches to about there, and that will be like that. And this piece attaches right here, and it'll attach to this piece when it connects as a circle. Okay. Let's see if make sure I'm looking at that correctly. It actually is going to go like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to number everything. Let's see. Okay, so other good thing about this is I don't think there are no strange cuts or in or out cuts, so that makes it super easy. Let's number this just 1. This one will be 2. Let's go 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if I need to, let's just go 7. Don't think I'll even really need that piece. Taking blue, and this is just to help me stay organized later. Number 2 right here, because that attaches to 2. This attaches to 1 right there. This about here will attach to 5 and 4, 3, 3, 3. This one is 1, 1, and 1. And about 4 right there. 5 on that side. 3 on this whole curve, basically. 6 right there. And let's do 4 on that 6. And actually the back side of 6 will be number 2. And I think on 2, let me double check where that exactly is going to attach. It should be like right here. This is going to attach to 6. Okay, so I've got everything numbered. Got it labeled. We make sure that really nothing is going to be in cuts or out cuts. Yeah, everything looks like it's just going to be flat. So that makes this extremely easy. The only thing that might change is 7 if I decide to use that. And I may not because it's just a flat piece on the PEP design. So let's just start by cutting out these. And let's see, what size am I going to use? It's either 6 or 8. I think I'm going to use 8, might give a little more rigidity. But I kind of think 6 is just going to be the better size right now. As in 6mm thick foam. So I'm going to grab that roll of 6 really quick. Six or 8. Do I do 6 or 8? I'm going to grab the 8 really quick just to look at the thickness. Yeah, I haven't opened this yet, but just kind of looking at the thickness there, I do think that 8 might be the go-to. Especially with as thick as the back is supposed to be. Yep, I'm going to go with 8. So I'm going to open that really quick. I always tape this up super good, so give me just a minute. is open. Let's get the other side open. There we go. Also going to turn on this other light here. Give myself a little extra to see. Yeah, I think 8 is definitely the play here. I think, let me actually look at, what did I do with those circle pieces? So these are gonna kind of attach lower on the foam. Yeah, that's gonna be actually a perfect size difference there. If anything, I would want a piece of the this cod piece to be 10mm foam. I might change to that when I get there, but it's not gonna be this bottom piece. And actually, what I'm thinking, I might do 6mm for the front piece, and 6mm on the top piece, and then change to 10mm on that bottom piece. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be actually switching back and forth. 10, 6, and 8. Okay. So I've decided I'm going to do number 1 here in 6mm foam, and I will do the back part, which is number 2, in 8mm foam. Okay, stick that to the side. And one thing with this piece here actually is it is supposed to be symmetrical. So what I think I'm going to do, which always uses so much more foam than I feel like I want to, just because like all this up here is going to be scrap, but do that, flip it over. That way it's just going to be one piece. Let's see, so it was on there. If I flip it straight over, not quite on. Maybe I will actually just do it as 2 separate pieces and glue it together. We'll just save on a little bit of foam space, right? I think that might be worth it. But then again, I don't know. I really think this might be good to not be 2 separate pieces. Yeah, I'll be able to actually use that top part as scrap piece at least. Scrap foam. Okay, so I'm gonna go with it like that. Let's put the jar just has a little weight here. Actually, grab a second jar, has some extra weight. Just help hold that foam down. And start tracing. I'm going to start with this midline actually, because that's where I'm flipping. Trace this back section here. That jar out of the way for a second. Okay. And I'm going to stick the jar back on just to hold it down, or help hold it down. Finish this half of it. Got a lot on my finger there. It's alright. Happens with crafting like this. And get those corners drawn in. Okay, now I will take this jar off, just hold the foam with it. And flip this piece over. Seeing that this is a little bit kind of curved there, I'm just going to connect this corner and that corner. And luckily that barely fits up here, so we should be good. Again, trace that and that. Whoop. Almost knocked that onto the floor. Okay, move that jar kind of forward. Still just holding down the foam for me, or helping hold it down, and get this little extra wing bit up there, and that's the piece. So I'll put that template to the side, put the jars back to the sides, and I'm going to sharpen my knife actually before I start cutting this. Let's see, that's going to be the easiest way to do this. These edges up to here are going to be glued together, so it doesn't really matter what they look like. So maybe we should actually start on something that's going to be exposed. The top actually is going to be the most exposed. I want that to look as good as it can. If we can orient it here. I'm going to try and make this all one cut down to there, or that corner. So, starting from the top, good. Flip the foam around here. Okay, and this part might be kind of difficult just because of the angle, but I'm gonna make it work. Good. I'm actually just going to cut this rest of this top piece off because don't need it. Let's just go with these edges. Probably actually would have been better if I made a little bit more of an angle right there, just to help with getting the gluing exactly where it needs to be, but whatever. Almost there. And yep, this will fit just barely. I got a little bit more of an angle, so this side might be a little easier to glue when I get to that step. The last bit, actually, you gotta cut off this nub. There we are. So piece 1 is cut out. I'll set that to the side for now. Put this big scrap actually over to the side to reuse. And 8mm. Okay, here's number 2, and I'm kind of in the same predicament as before, where it is, it's supposed to be symmetrical, so let me look at this design again. Where am I going? I might actually be gluing these 2 pieces together because that's such a big curve there. I won't be able to fake it just by connecting the two spots, because it really needs to be flipped over symmetrically right over like that line right there. So I am just going to cut this as 2 separate pieces. That's fine. If I do it like that, and then trying to figure out the best orientation to save as much as I can. There's not really any way to really conserve the foam here. Actually, that might be it. Yep. Let's redo this left side first, because I flipped it over. The colored side is the right side. When I flip it over, it is the left side. Let's actually get the jar. Help me hold it. Hold it. This 8mm foam fights you a little bit more too, just because it's, like I said, it's a little more rigid and wants to hold its curled shape. So you just need that extra weight. Try not to slide that paper too much on the foam there. It's always a teeny bit off, especially with like long pieces like this, because the long bit wiggles just a little bit. You know, that's just how it is. So, oh well. Wow, see how much I've slid it there? This is like way off there. What the heck? Okay, that's decent. Let's try and flip it and trace the other side. Let's start with this skinny edge. Honestly, I could get like weighted pieces of metal, brick, or blocks or something. I've seen some other cosplayers do that. I just don't want to spend the extra. These are leftover bottles, so might as well just recycle them. Or reuse them. I guess I'm not recycling technically. And I know I'm going a little off screen here. By a little, I mean I'm on the very edge, and I'm off. So all I'm doing is tracing. Just have to trust me on it. Okay, there we go. Put that template piece to the side, and put the jars to the side. And let's cut. Where am I going to start on this one too? I'm going to start with this one closest to me first. Again, just flat cuts on the entire bit. I'm just going to actually go straight over that right now, that little inlet, because I would rather make it a smaller piece and cut it from there. This cord is in my way. Because I was not pressing quite hard enough actually to cut all the way through. the foam. So what I gotta do is lightly go through it one more time. Almost there. And get this last edge. There we go. So that tells me I need to sharpen again. Okay, let's start with this bottom section here. Okay, cut all the way through, so that's good. I'm going to start right here, go back. What's actually going to be nice about this piece is I'll be able to cut it off from the roll earlier. Which I'm basically going to do while cutting this line. Cut that. Actually, this next line I'm going to cut down along this curve, and I'm just going to follow it right here all the way off the edge. Oh yes, okay, that's going to be much easier to work with. Remembering now that I need to actually cut this little slit out of the other piece and the other half. Oh, they started to get away there. It's close. Okey-dokey. Grab that other half really quick. Start with these two little inlet pieces, or inlet slices. There we go. And cut from the edge now, because it's easier to saw in from the edge. There we go. Number 2 down. I think 3 was back to 6mm foam. Is that right? That is what I was thinking. So let me grab that 6. Okay, sorry. Just checking something. Let's see if I can. How am I going to orient this to waste as little as possible? That might be it. That might be the spot there at least. Yeah, that number 4 will work better on that other side. So I'm going to start right here with this number 3. This is the one that has that little nub on the end, which I don't think I'm going to need, so I'm going to just cut it off. Actually, I'm just going to trace it as if I don't need it. So right here, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's that little little point there that I don't need, so I'm just going to essentially cut that off or just not trace it, and that should work just fine. Want that top one to be as smooth as possible because that is going to be exposed. I believe all the other pieces are not exposed, so I can just cut them flat. And it's not the biggest deal if I have like weird cut lines in them. Okay, there's one number 3 done. That one was an easy one. I'll check something on my phone really quick. Geez, what is my password? Just aha, that was it. let's see if this thing went to my email. I don't think it did. I guess I might just have to come back to this. Oh, let's see. So what I'm trying to do is unlock my other iPhone, or my old iPhone, since I record on my current iPhone. So, back to the cosplay building. While that loads, it's thinking. I'm just gonna, that'll work. That will work. Ooh, that's kind of in the way. Under there, okay. Man, when they're rolled up, I swear it's so difficult to work with. That's good enough. And again, kind of getting rid of that little point there, which I don't need. I'm going to sharpen again actually because it seemed like it was getting a little rough cutting. Actually, I'm going to start with this top cut here. Try and get it into a smaller piece that's easier to work with. Oops, bumped the camera there. I'll have to readjust that. I'll cut this piece first. Okay, make it at least workable. Let me rearrange this back up a teeny bit. There we go. Okay, little better view there, I think. Leave that to the side. Okay, there's the other number 3 piece. What I think I'm going to start doing, actually, before I cut these ones out, these other little pieces out, is I'm going to start gluing, because while I'm waiting for the glue to dry, I can cut. So what I'm going to start with are gluing these slits together. I'm going to kind of roll this back a little, just to get that roll out, or that, where that factory curve is. So I don't really want that. Okay, I think that should, oops. I don't know if it's too old. Okay, I'm going to use just this glue here. Again, DAP, weldwood, contact cement. It's my go-to for this. And just put it in the inside of these slits. Trying to kind of separate them there as much as I can where it gets close, but it's kind of difficult because they just are basically touching regardless. Okay, and this other side, it's kind of weird to hold. Let's see if I can. What am I trying to do here? It's so awkward. There we go. That'll be good enough. There we go. Actually, that's way better. Okay, now that that is got glue on both sides, set it to the side to dry. And let's get the other one. 8mm foam is actually like way more porous than the 6mm, so definitely gonna have to seal this one really good when I get to that step. But that's not for a minute. It's right before painting. Okay, got it on both sides there. Set that to the side to dry and start that 4-minute timer. Set the glue back up to the side. Grab this phone really quick, see if it decided to update. It's literally a super old phone, so it's iPhone 4, so I don't know if it actually will. I think you can message, right? If you're on, as long as you're on Wi-Fi. Okay, that might work. Let's see. Back to, what was I cutting? Let's cut number 4. And that's going to be 6mm. Nope. This one was going to be 10mm, I think. Because of the way this hip piece is supposed to attach right there. I'm looking at it. I mean, it's supposed to be... It looks like it's supposed to wrap around perfectly like that. I don't know if that's how I'm going to be able to get it or not. Let's see if I can find a good reference picture of just the hip. Of just his hip. Okay, this one's decent. Yes, it looks like it is basically that exact curve. So I'm wondering, when this goes together, is this... Trying to see if when I glue this piece to number 3, is that going to kind of pull it together how it's supposed to look? Essentially, it's going to be like that. This is super difficult to just hold. I don't know why I'm being stubborn like that, but I am. Let's just glue or tape it. Oops, didn't mean to stick it there. There's that 4 minutes. Pause that timer. And it's looking like 3 is just kind of bending around 4. It's not looking like 4 is 4 is not really kind of conforming to shape at all. I'm gonna just trust it. I think it actually might work when it's all glued together. And honestly, if not, if it's a centimeter off, I think I might be able to just glue an extra wedge in there to make it closer. So we're just gonna go with it like that. Okay, cut this tape off. And I'll be right back, actually. Okay, sorry, I needed some water there. I was parched. So back to where I was thinking. I think we are going to want it to be 10 millimeter foam. So I'm going to grab the 10 millimeter. Okay. I hope that didn't freeze on the stream there. Just realizing I had a notification on my phone for a while there. And actually, before I go and cut this, let's get a second coat of glue on these. Okay, second coat on that piece, done. And this other piece. Let's see. This is not too difficult, actually. I thought it was gonna, for some reason this one was like giving me trouble last time, so. Okay, both coats done there. So time to let that dry. The glue on my fingers. That's kind of annoying, but oh well. Okay. Do I want this? This is, I think I was thinking right with 10 foam. Let me look one more time because I'm second guessing myself, really. It's either 10 or 8. Do I do 10 or 8? I think I'm going to do 10. Just because of the size of these other pieces. Yeah, I'm doing 10. So let's see. Light is not very good right now. Not being my friend. It's okay. Since this is 10 millimeter, I am going to cut through, or not cut through, sharpen my knife. Okay, this 10 millimeter really likes to roll back up on itself. So if I can kind of hold it down. Straight across the top. I want this top cut to be straight too, because of how it attaches to that 6 millimeter. Oh, got a little inside there, but that's all right. Okay, there it is. And move this over to the side. Wow, okay, I really was kind of flat there with that. I guess that's how I cut it out of here. I might actually want to go through and, I don't know, doesn't really need much fixing. I might go over that part with the Dremel just to shave it down a little bit. Or I might just see how it glues together and see if I need to do anything different. I'm only going to stick with this one piece for now in case I decide when I start gluing everything together. See if I want it to be smaller foam, like 8 millimeter. Now these two pieces are small. Let's go with, I think 6 millimeter. Where's that? This is, yeah, this is that scrap 6 millimeter. I knew I'd use it. Except I actually have smaller scraps than this, so I'm gonna grab those. Just save that bigger piece of scrap foam for a bigger piece that I have. Whereas this smaller piece, I can definitely just use, or these smaller pieces, I can easily use for this these small pieces. Oh, there's a timer. I'm going to cut this one out first. Okay, now there's our trash. Got that number 5. And to remember that this is the right side one, I'm just going to put number 5 on the back. And that'll remind me that this is the right side. Actually, I don't know why I put a 5. I'm going to put an R. That will help me remember that this is the right side. Now, I am going to glue these together. Or at least the little seam parts. So this one's going to fit really simply. Just going to make sure those corners match and that top edge matches. And just mash it together there. Nothing too crazy. For this piece, I want to make sure where it attaches, which, let me actually double check which piece attaches to it. It's gonna be number 3. Okay, that, am I thinking this correct? I don't think I have anything attaching there actually. I am thinking that correct. Okay, so I didn't need to put the glue all the way out, but what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to mesh this seam together. Sounds so simple, but that's really all it needs. Because looking at this, I might actually want to use this number 7 piece. So earlier when I was trying to figure out if I'm using this piece goes basically, if I'm looking at it correct, it starts like up here. It's kind of weird to hold, but it goes down. It's basically like that. If I do that, it's just going to be 4mm or 2mm. But I'm going to get these 2 pieces glued together before I even worry about attaching that. So let's do this one corner to corner. And I'm going to use this one kind of as reference actually for how far back I want this point attached. So I want it to be as symmetrical as I can, and it's really no different. So just mashing it together. Perfect. Now I will be gluing these 2 pieces together, so let's get glue on those. Okay, got that edge, one coat, set it to the side. Okay, got that one first coat. We'll set that to the side. Okay, sorry, get back to this here. My phone is loading still. So we've got the right side of 5. Let's flip it over and we'll get the left side. The bottom is just a flat cut, and this was just flat cut before, so I can line that up and trace right along that edge. One less cut I have to do. Okay, got that. I'm going to put an L on the back there, and I'm going to trace on this 6, which again, flat cut. I'm going to use it over here. Is that going to line up? Nope, not even close. That's okay. We are going to line up that edge, flat cut it, and trace it here. And that's going to be the right side, so I'm going to put an R. I'll just have it like that. So let's flip it over and scoot it a little away so that we can have that flat cut again. Perfect. And I'm going to put a little L on the back there. Cutting through flat cuts for all these. I'm just going to start on this side. That's the right side. Put that with the other right one. And that's the left one. So both left, left, perfect. This scrap piece might actually be usable again, so I'm going to put it to the side. All these actually to the side, and that's everything cut out. Now onto the gluing, basically of everything. So let me grab this number 3, this front piece. Let's actually work on getting these front ones glued together. And actually this timer's at 2 seconds, so let's pause that. And first I'll put the second coat on these pieces. Okay, second coat on that one. And get the second coat on this one. Yay. Heyo. What's up, Jesse? I don't know how long ago you sent that, but I just looked at the chat, so shame on me for taking so long. Put that one to the side. Okay, got the second coat there. I'm going to start that timer for 4 minutes, and I will start gluing of this. Basically just like those other pieces that we had. I'm going to glue these little slivers together. I'm just making sure I get out far enough. I know I went a little further than I really needed the glue, but that's okay. It's all right. That might have been a lot there, but spreading it out, perfect amount. Maybe a tad bit much, but that's fine. Again, that's fine. Okay, got the first coat there. We'll set that one aside. Let's see, what else am I ready to get gluing together? Sadly, like nothing. Because actually I can hold these pieces up. So I've got this piece, which is the right side. I need the right side of that. really having a feeling this is just, I'm having a feeling I need this in 8mm, not 10mm. Which is alright, it's just a little frustrating that I already cut it out. But that's why I only cut out one, so I'm going to kind of bend it here. Give it a little bit of that hip shape. So I think I actually might be able to have that work really well. What I might want to do is have this be an in cut. And instead of in cutting it, I might actually just use the Dremel. Let me test this piece. Yeah, with it bent back a little bit, that actually really makes it fit this circle a lot better. I mean, it's still a little bit off, but it's not going to be that noticeable, I don't think. I do want that to be an inward cut, though. So do I do that now, or do I just use the Dremel? I think I might just use the Dremel, because that way I can just smooth it, test it, smooth it. And again, it's a pretty big angle that I'm going to need. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try cutting it. I may regret it a little bit, but let's sharpen the knife first and make it a little easier. Just kidding. There's the timer. Let me get these two pieces glued together. Fold that back because this is the outside. Fold this one back because this is the outside. And I'm just going to start right here, corner to corner. And I'm just going to walk that all the way down. Doing my best to make sure that they are symmetrical. Or at least lined up pretty well, which they look like they are. That's kind of lucky. Just based on these curves that it has on this side, they all lined up, and now this bottom corners will line up. I'll mash that flat. So that's actually looking pretty good. Okay, now this number 3, or yeah, 3 is going to attach, I think, like this. Yeah. So that's kind of why it had that number 7 as well. So 7 attaches up like that, and that attaches up to there. I still don't really want to use that 7 though, yet. But I think I'm going to start with attaching these two pieces together. On both sides, actually. Set that one aside to dry. That one, first coat, set to the side. And this one. First coat for this one too. Set that one to the side. And I didn't have a timer going for these ones, but it's been about 4 minutes, so let's put the second coat on here. Okay, second coat's on there. We'll set that to dry as well. Back to this cut. Alright, so how much? Not quite 45, but almost. I'm going to just start sawing in on this side and just try and follow that corner all the way around. Let's kind of fold this back, or at least bend it back. Give it that bend. Yep, that was a good idea. So that's going to make it fit way better. Assuming that this is going to be the exact shape once I get everything else put together, but I think it will be. At least it'll be pretty close. So that'll be good enough. I'm going to hold off on cutting one of these still, because I'm just going to wait till I get everything kind of put together a little more. Let's see, I'm looking at the PEP design just to make sure it's looking right. Okay. Streaming 107 minutes ago. Over an hour again. Got 20 seconds. Gonna stop the timer, restart it. Actually, not restart it yet. Gonna get the second coat of glue on this. Second coat that side. Second coat this side. Let's actually set it to the side. right one and get the left one. Actually, I think I said that wrong. I just did the left and now I'm doing the right. Which it is a little difficult to keep those in line. Okay, and I think it's been about 4 minutes for these ones. And still a teeny bit on the tacky side on the top ones. So I'm gonna wait. We are gonna have, let's look at these pieces now. See the right, I need the right. This one attaches like that. And these pieces actually are inset a little bit. I'm gonna go with like 4 millimeters. And that'll actually be perfect. So what makes it easy is I can line up the back flush and that should give it 4 millimeters up here. I wonder if I should just start with that right now. Whoop, how does that fall off? Like, it was on the table for so long. Maybe it's a ghost pushing it. Okay, I think I might do that actually. Just glue these pieces inset. Let me look at the references. Oh, he's got to be looking at the references. Yeah, so it's inset. The hip kind of goes over it a little bit, so hopefully insetting at 4 millimeters will be enough. So before I do that, actually, I'm going to see if I can hold it up and get a line, or am I just going to have to guesstimate? It's going to be too hard to hold, so I'm going to have to guesstimate. Let's just go with about 4 millimeters down. I'll do the same on the other side. Let me test this piece. How does it attach? This one is the right. Attaches like that. Is that correct? That is correct. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go 4 millimeters down there as well. Okay, put that up to the side. Oh, what am I thinking? I gotta glue these pieces too. Just put this glue here on the entire piece. Put it up out of the way. And this one, let me double check how it attaches, make sure I get glue on the correct side. It's going to go like that. Oh, there's a timer. Okay, first coat of glue is on that. To the side and the number 4 to the side. This feels much better now, so There's kind of that little corner there, which is what I want to line this up with. And there we go. It's pretty flush. Good enough. Same on the other side. This corner is a little easier for me to see, right there. And mash that together. That's pretty good. Next, what am I going to be doing together? I think I'm going to glue this piece to number 2, since this is number 1. Okay, set that to the side. And what I'm going to do is, these are ready to glue together, but first I'm going to put this coat of glue right here where this is going to glue to number 1. Okay, then I can start my timer. And what I'm going to have to think about, make sure I'm getting these on correctly. This should be the right side. Yep. Okay, I'm confident with that. Which means the other one is the left. Simple as that. But I'm going to go corner to corner down here. And this is 6mm and 8mm, so it's not going to be flush on the bottom, but I want it to be flush on the top. And then this corner is going into that corner there. Okay, good. It's actually really good. Now let's do this opposite side. Same thing. Want it to be flush on top, these 2 corners, that, and those 2 corners. And I'm just kind of to mash it. I did the same thing on the other one, but mashing it to make sure those corners fit. Good. So it's curving up right now, and I will curve it the other way, but I'll heat it in a minute and start to curve it, probably once I get this piece on. Actually, I have 2 minutes left on that, so what I will do while I'm waiting is I'm going to cut another one of those number 4 pieces, because I think that really is going to be good enough with the 10mm foam. Oops, and I put the 10mm foam away. I'm going to grab that. Okay. Got this piece. Gosh. It's just so big and in the way right now. Dang roll. Oh well. You know what? It's not gonna quite fit, is it? I wanted to see if I lined this flat edge up here, but when I was cutting it, it split a little in there, and I don't really want that split. So we're just gonna have to leave it move down a little, which is fine. slid it a little bit there. Don't want to do that. That should be good. I think I just sharpened this knife, so, oh, there's the timer. Let's pause that cut and put the second coat of glue on all of this. I'm going to start with these pieces actually. Okay. Glue on this piece too. And this little piece here. Okay. Pop up on my computer, but get the second coat of paint there. Not paint, glue. I always say that. And second coat right here. Okay, back to cutting. First, actually, start 4 minutes. Okay. And I am actually going to also sharpen my knife. Okay. Again, I had this like in a good spot earlier. Not a good spot, but it was decent. What else is going to have to do? This one, whoops. I can rotate it, get the light, and this will be easier, I think. Oh my goodness, I just really cut in there. I might have to recut this. Oh my god, yeah, I just really missed it there because I can't see it exactly that well. That's a shame. Oh, damn it. Okay, let's go for round 2. Okay, going on the outside of it this time. Sheesh, this one I just cannot cut very well. It should work though. Let's see how well I lined it up. Okay, not so bad. It's a little off on top, but that's all right. And then again, I'm just going to start with that angle cut this time. There we go. Scrap 10mm. There's the timer. Let's put that to the side. And all of these will be ready to glue together. Let's start with just this piece right here. What I want is this corner to be matched up perfectly. So I'm going to start with this corner and go along this edge because I want it to be flush. And then as I fold it up here, just kind of make sure the piece is flat, and there we go. Actually, wow. There's a little bent in the middle, but you can't really tell too much. So I think we'll be all right. But now it's inset, so that's perfect. Next one is this side. I'm going to do the same thing. Start at corner to corner up there. And go along this edge. And fold this up so that is flat. And it's inset there. Okay, so that piece is relatively finished. Now, this one. Make sure I have this right. This is the top and that's the top. So nothing too difficult about it actually, just corner to corner, and I want corner to corner on the other side. And try and make it as flush as I can. Actually I have that midline, which is nice, so I can line that up like a registration mark. And other corner is good. Mash that in. Again, this is 8mm going to 6, so it's not perfectly flush the whole way. Okay. It's coming together. So essentially it's just going to wrap around like that. I think I will wait on heating it for a second. And what I'm going to do is basically bend this, see if it is fit decently well. Kind of get it shaped like the other one. Leaning over, grab this piece. Yeah, that should actually fit pretty dang well there. Again, assuming this connects to the rest of the pieces. Good enough. So, this piece is going to go like that. Going to go 4mm down. This piece, that's not right. Is it like that? How's this supposed to attach? Okay. So left side. Ah, like that. There we go. I'm going to put a little mark to make sure I remember. There we go. That's that one. Just double check the back side as well. That's correct, so just do a little dot there. And put some glue. Same thing on the other side. Good thing I put that mark because I forgot again. Sheesh. Okay, I've got glue first coat. Start that 4-minute timer. Put them all to the side. And I'll take this big piece, grab my heat gun. And I'm just going to kind of bend it, heat it up to bend it back. Nope, knocked off the ruler there. But I kind of am going to dome it too. It's supposed to be like a little domed. So essentially like that. Same thing on the other side. It doesn't take a whole lot of heat, especially for these smaller pieces of foam. And it's kind of been up in the middle, so heat it up a little, and I'm going to kind of bend it back. Okay, now for the other side. Again, I'm going to work on one half at a time. This step also doubles as heat treating the foam, which seals up those pores a little bit. Ooh, I got that one warm. That's fine. It's curving nicely. Doming it, because this is kind of the butt part. The butt plate, I guess. And that part in a little bit too. All right, that coming together. It is coming together. Now let's see, I think this, yep, attaches right there, so I can prepare, I think, to glue that. Let me double check that that is correct. I don't see why it wouldn't be right now. Yeah, that's it. Okie dokie. Oop, there's the formats. Let's start. Let's see, actually. I am gonna, before I glue these together, I'm gonna have to hold them together and see if I can step into it. So let's put that to the side for a minute. And grab this piece. And these two. Put that second layer of coat on. Second coat of glue, wow. Not second layer of coat. You can see where my brain function is going. I was about to claim you have a ghost. Oh yeah, with the phone falling off. I swear, dude. That's what it is. I really need to be better at reading the chat there. Granted, I don't have a whole lot of people tuning in. Maybe someday. We're on the road. Okay, second coat there, and second coat on this smaller piece. Got the second coat on that big piece already. Okay, second coat is good enough there. Put it all up to the side again. Okay, let me step back, and I know we can't see it here, but if I glue this together permanently, am I going to be able to step through it? That's the question. It's pretty tight looking right now, I'm not sure. Difficult to hold. Okay. I might have to. Ooh, I might have to think that one through. Yikes. Actually, if I just glue a clip on the back, that might be easiest. But how am I going to clip it and unclip it? That's the question. Especially with that piece there. I know I can't see right now on the screen. Just trying to see what it's going to fit like.
Okay, well, seeing now, it is quite a bit too small. Interesting. Didn't even need to scale it down 10% earlier. So what does that mean? That means I need probably cut along the bottom. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, battery was running low, so I had to run and grab my computer charger. Okay. So, computer's plugged back in. Let me get back to thinking about this cod piece. Okay, so it is too small. Figured that one out. Probably like 2 inches, I want to say. Okay, so looking at that, let's see. I need to add about 2 inches. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it like right here. Maybe even 3 inches actually, but I'm gonna cut it right there just to give that a little bit more space for the front to get to the back. And that should be good, at least for sizing. So I'm gonna take my knife and are there any marks? There aren't really any marks. I'm actually gonna use really quick to make sure I get it as straight as I can. Alright, there we are. So just on this midline, I'm gonna go 5 centimeters, draw a mark, and see if that 11, just using that line from the 11, kind of lines up. Okay. And just gonna go straight through here. Now then, if I add those inches, I'm going to hold it up to myself again. What I kind of did first is I just held it up over my legs, and I was trying to pull this together, and it was about that far off. So honestly, on both sides. So I think 2 inches will really get it there. Okay, so that's up where it needs to be. I may need to just try and tape it to myself. No? Okay. I think 2 inches will be good enough. But what I'm actually thinking, instead of adding 2 inches there, I'm just going to add a big, since it's right under my body and between my legs. No one's really going to see that. At least they shouldn't. I'm going to add a strip of elastic that is going to give about 2 inches, and that way if it needs to, it'll stretch, but it'll also hold the two sides together. So let me get elastic out. Okay, now I need to decide, do I want 1 inch or 3/4 inch? I'm just going to opt for the 1 inch. Make sure that actually fits here. It does. So I'm going to go with 1 inch. And actually my timer went off. So do I need this? No, I did 2 coats already on this piece. So get all these, and I'm going to do basically the same thing as the other side. I'm going to line up this corner out here with this corner, and that whole edge to edge. Then, as I fold it up, try and make sure it's as flat as I can get it. Yeah, that one came out better. It's pretty flat the whole way across, so that's nice. Then, same thing on the other side. Going to, yep, bottom corner to bottom corner. And edge to edge all the way. Flip it over and fold it up as flat as I can get it. That was pretty good. And that is stuck. So, those are good. Now, back to this elastic problem. I wonder if I should also just do elastic for that part too. I don't know. Do an elastic here for sure. And I'm going to have like 2, I'm going to use a lot of this just to make sure it sticks. It's going to be bad if it ends up ripping. So let's go about that much. We're going to have at least 2 inches glued on either side. Just to be safe, let's give myself a little bit more. Like 2.5 inches glued on each side. Get my scissors here and cut straight up. Put this back in its packaging just to hold it together. And what I'm going to do here is just eyeball the center, because it doesn't need to be perfectly centered. Just making sure we get up far enough with that glue. And do the same thing on this other side. Okay. And let's see, about that much glued. Just gonna kind of hold it up here. About right there. Okay, and on this side, oops, gives us about 2 inches, so maybe going from like right there. I really want to make sure I have enough glue on this because I'm always afraid that fabric is going to pull away from the foam. Okay, so I'm going to set that up to the side to dry. Start that 4-minute timer. Set these up to the side to dry. And not much to do now, but wait. All right, let's see. I'm going to send an email really quick.
Okay, sorry about that. We've got 18 seconds left, so let's grab these pieces. Yep, they're ready for another coat here. Okay, second coat's on. I'll start that 4 minutes. And I'm going to set it to dry. While I do that, I am going to kind of hold this up. Let's see, this is the right, that's the left. I believe this is the right. Right side, nope. Yep, that is correct. Okay. Now, this top part is going to be flush, so I wonder if I should just get this glued on right now as well, because that is going to add that extra bit of strength there. And this piece, I might just have to figure out how I'm going to be attaching that. Or, since that's actually so much, that's a 10mm piece and this is 6, I wonder if I just use some magnets somewhere on this one. But that's going to mean that this piece down here is not touching. Okay. I think I do want to glue this on actually, just to get it attached. That'll help stabilize the hip piece, I think, in general. So we'll put some glue on there. And it's going to go the whole way down. Or at least all the way to about there. So I'm just going to kind of start there and go back. It is only 6mm foam that I'm attaching it to, so the entire piece of the tin doesn't need to be coated, but I am anyway, just in case. Okay, so that's one coat. And I'm just going to get the entire part of this, with the exception of that 8mm. Actually, I might as well, so I'm just going to have that back part
flush to the back. Okay. I've got 16 seconds on that other one, so I'm going to pause that timer. And if it has a little bit of extra time to dry, that is fine. I want to get the glue on this other piece as well. Put this piece up to the side too. And get glue on all of this. Oop. Bumping that light. Okay. Let's grab this elastic piece and kind of line it up at least so it's decently straight. Good. Just making sure I got all the glued side onto the foam. And this side, let's see, glued right there. Okay, a little early there. I want it to be lined up decently straight. That should be good. Good. Now, let me try this again. I'm just gonna hold it up. Oh, didn't think about that. Have that wet glue on there. Let's try not to get that all over my clothes. Yeah, I think that was good. I might have had a little too much space in there, honestly, but that's just how it's gonna have to be. Don't know of any way to correct that really, except for cut this and either sew it together, which I do not want to do. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. This should be fine. We got 1 minute on that glue. I'll clean up a little bit here. Running low on battery again. I need to figure something out for this. But just gonna have to switch to the worst speaker our worst microphone for now. And I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Okay, 4 seconds left. Just stop the timer there, reset it. I'm gonna get the glue and second coat this. Okay, that one's good. Let's grab this side. That one's done. Let's do the other piece now. Sorry, it's getting out of view now. It's weird shaped piece, so it's kind of hard to hold to keep it out of the camera. So this side I should be able to do though. Kind of. Okay. Almost there. Okay, now that is second coated. We'll start this 4 minutes. And sadly, I can't really do anything else until that piece is glued on, because I don't really know exactly how this is going to fit yet. So once I get that piece glued on, I can test it again. And I'm kind of thinking if I just do elastic on the back, maybe 2 pieces or 3 pieces, it'll give enough stretch for me to fit my legs through, and it'll just hold it together. I'm hoping, at least. Let's see, I mean, if it's together there, it can give at least 1 inch of stretch. So 1 inch on each side, that should make it easy enough. That might work. See, these are like a little bit off, but that's okay. I'm just gonna kind of have to deal with that. I think maybe after I get it glued, I might try and saw through there, just to make it look flush. I don't know. Gotta get to that point first. Is this thing charging? Oh shoot, that's not plugged in. Phone's not even charging. That doesn't help. There we go. It's annoying. Oh well. Doo-doo-doo. Wish there was more to do while waiting for this, but there's not. Get cord back out of the way. Still a little tacky. We still got a minute though. Let's see. So this side, I'm gonna double check I've got these sides right. This is the left side. Oh, I've got the L's on there and the R's on there. Silly me. Alright, it's gonna be, that's basically good. 30 seconds left. We're just gonna stop the timer, reset it there. Okay, I am going to start kind of holding this to make sure these two sides are going to be attached. But what I want is this top 10 millimeter piece to be flush to that top up there. So I'm going to attach the 10 millimeters first. I kind of see a little bend right at the tip of my thumb there. And that should be right where the 10 can attach. Yeah. Ooh, not too low. Okay, this one is going to be a difficult piece, apparently. Very difficult. So, let's see if I can hold these two tops apart, and I'm going to attach this bottom. Okay, that's attached all right. And I'm just going to walk across the top here, edge to edge. Still want that curve in there, so I'm going to move that one to the side for now. All right, that's decent. It could have been a little better, but at least this side lines up all right. I'm just gonna kind of have to live with that. So, oh man, what I should have done, just realizing, is I should have held this up and put a mark on there so I knew how far to stretch this piece. But it's too late. So, I can do it on this side. What I was thinking is if I hold this up so that this bottom part's flush or equal, I'm going to put a mark here. That might have been a little hard, whatever, because I didn't want it to indent on the foam when I'm painting. But now I know exactly how far I want to end with this piece. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to get a scrap piece of this paper. I'm going to hold that on this glue so it doesn't attach prematurely. And what I can focus on is getting that bottom part lined up, but also getting this top part flush, because last time it attached too early. It wasn't quite ready. The paper will just keep that separated long enough for me to get this started. And this wants to pull away anyway, so now what I can do I can hold this away, pull that paper off, and get that about 4 millimeters inset, and smash it in. Isn't quite 4 millimeters, but it's a little taper just like the other side. Since they're on opposite sides, it's not like you're really going to be able to notice it. Then I can just walk this piece up. Okay, I can see where I am stretching this piece now just to make it fit as close as I can to that mark. Okay, I let it get a little bit in too far there, but that's okay again. And now when I line this up, that lines up significantly better. So I wish I did that on the other side, but it's too late now. So what I think now is I can try it on, or at least hold it together. All right, that actually should work pretty well. There's the phone. It's so loud. Okay, how can I have that? Oh, that should actually, since I added that bit on the bottom, I think I should be able to just pull this up like a pair of pants if I glue this together at the top. That will actually be really nice if that's the case. Nope, that's not the case. Okay, think, how's this gonna work? Let's take a look at some reference photos. So I wonder if there's like a seam that I can just cut and put elastic and just make it look like that's where the seam is supposed to be. No. Because I think it's supposed to look like it's just one solid piece. I'm actually kind of thinking if I add, so sorry that's been out of view the entire time, but I'm thinking maybe what my plan is, and of course I don't have them on hand, but if I get some magnets and put one right here, and then maybe some elastic just over the back of them. That way the magnets will detach and there will be enough elastic to kind of stretch to put it on. The magnets will hold it together. I think that is the best idea. Let's try and bend this a little bit more, sorry. The other part of me just kind of wants to glue it and see if I can force it on, because holding it is just not that good of a tell. It's not that good of a sign. So if I glue it, is that like, am I gonna have enough space to fit into it? That's what I want to know. There's no way to really freaking hold this thing. Gosh, how am I trying to do this right now? I'm kind of thinking if I glue it on one side, then have the other be an attachment. At least I'll have one perfect side and one messy side. I might just have to come back to this, honestly. When I can think about, try and research, maybe come up with some different ideas. But I'm just trying to figure out how to get these two together. Once I figure out, catch what you put in the foam. Was it just got home, so I didn't catch what you put into the foam. I didn't really put anything into the foam, but this bottom part, this is just a big piece of elastic. Sorry, I missed that, Jesse. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to this. I will just have to upload an update. But that's the general construction of this piece. Yeah, I just can't figure that out right now, so I'm gonna have to pause it there. And like I said, I'll put an update on how I figure out how to get these together. So there it is, the cod piece for Ironman Mark III. Thank you for joining. If you tuned in, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. Make sure you hit the notification button so that you can see when I go live again. And hail to the hobbies.